everybody. It's Art with Amy for the Madison Public Library, summer 2020. Last session we made treasure maps. This session, I'm so excited. I love to do this. I'm gonna show you how to make some fake food with things that you have around your house. So you need a couple of things to get started. You need to get a piece of cardboard, maybe something that's a little bit thicker. Here's another example. This is a piece of cardboard that I had that was from a top. So see, it's a little bit thicker. You need to find a thin piece of cardboard, which could be a cereal box. This was a fizzy water box. You need to find for yourself some white paper, some scrap white paper. You need to find a colored piece of paper or two colored pieces of paper, any color. And you need to also find for yourself either some cotton balls or some cotton fill. This is just cotton fill. Cotton balls work well too. You get a handful of cotton balls or white puff balls too. So we're going to start today, and we are going to start by making a fake favorite summer treat or winter treat or anytime treat, which is we're going to make a s'more. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take a piece of this cardboard, thicker cardboard, and hopefully you can see my hands here, and using a scissors, you also need your scissors. You're going to cut this thicker cardboard into two squares. This is going to be the fake graham cracker part. Like that. I'm going to trim it up a little bit. It can be about the same. You also need to have some markers or some pens that you can use. I'm going to pretend that these are my graham crackers. Here you can see them. And I'm going to put some little graham cracker lines on them. Usually graham crackers have dots like this. And they sometimes have a line across them like this, so you can break them off, right? Make them into smaller little graham cracker parts. So one will be my top graham cracker, one will be my bottom. If you don't get a chance to go camping or have a fire, you can always make s'mores in your oven, right? Kind of works the same way. It's not as much fun though, because you don't get to roast the marshmallow over the fire. So here's my graham crackers. Next, I'm going to take my thin cardboard, which was a cereal box, pop box, and I'm going to cut, see, I'll hold it up, a pretty large square off of here. It should be pretty easy to cut because it's thin. See that? There we go. And I'm going to color it. I know it's already brown. I'm going to ignore the side that has all that other color on it. But I'm going to take a brown marker and color it, and this is going to be my chocolate for my s'more. My brown marker is running out a little bit, but I have another one, so I'll just kind of go over it that way, and then I'll switch, and I'll go over it this way a little bit, fill it in. So to make the chocolate look like it's melting, right? Like it's been by the fire and the marshmallow has melted it. We're just gonna take our scissors. First, I'm going to take another marker so you can see it. And I'm going to kind of go like this, and I'm going to cut sort of like a curvy line so it looks a little bit like the chocolate is melting. See that curvy line? And then I'll take my scissors. Hopefully you can see it. I'll just kind of cut it. And remember, it's a little bit bigger than the graham cracker shape that I just cut. But if I go like this, it sort of makes it look like it's maybe melting a little bit. So here's my bottom cracker. I can also take it and I can bend it over. So see this? I can kind of bend it over on one edge so it looks like it's melting down. See that? Maybe another edge, like that. Okay, now you could also use, I'm sorry, I forgot to tell you, you need a glue stick or you need a low fire glue gun. If you are a little bit scared, you can get hurt with a glue gun, but you can use a low fire one. You can have someone, you can have an adult help you that's in your house with you. So I have my glue gun and I have it on low, but I'm just gonna go like this. I'm gonna take, and I'm gonna put a little bit of glue right here, and I'm gonna glue my chocolate to my graham cracker. I flipped it over. And then next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use this polyfiller, this cotton, and I'm going to kind of sandwich it just like you would a marshmallow. So I'm gonna put a circle of glue, try not to touch it, right? I'm gonna push this down on there. And then I'm gonna actually flip over my other graham cracker, try to contain that. And on this graham cracker, I'm gonna put a square of glue on the edge and quite a bit in the middle there. And then I'm gonna go like this. I'm just gonna sandwich it down on top of there and hold it for a bit, and it'll pop back up depending on how many cotton balls or polyfill you put in it. Maybe it's a 2 marshmallow s'more, right? Right, it's like that. And I can kind of stuff this in a little bit more. So I could go like this and stuff it in if I can't see my chocolate very well, right? But it's kind of fun. So I just made a fake s'more. There you go. You can lay it on the cupboard and see if someone will come along and pick it up and eat it. You can play a trick on somebody, right? There's my s'more. So my second thing I'm gonna make, which I'm really excited about, is an ice cream cone, a fake ice cream cone. And I need to have, again, a piece of thin cardboard for this. I need white paper and I need colored paper, okay? So on my thin piece of cardboard, I'm going to take a marking pen like this, and I'm just gonna draw a circle the best that I can draw it. Doesn't have to be perfect, nothing has to be perfect, right? And I'm gonna draw a circle like this, and then right into the center of the circle like that, I'm gonna put a line. Do you see that? Just like that. This is gonna be my cone. This is gonna be my ice cream cone, okay? Then I'm gonna take my scissors and I'm gonna cut that circle out. So see that? I cut my circle out, but I still have that line there. See that? So now what I'm gonna do is, after I've cut it out, I'm actually gonna cut that line to that point and I'm gonna stop right there. So it looks like I just cut a little Pac-Man. See that? Nom, 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 nom. Oh, it looks like he's eating my shirt. Nom, nom, nom. Sorry. Like that. Okay. Now we want the brown part to be the outside of the cone, right? But you can make it be the other side if you want to. So watch what I'm gonna do. Now I'm gonna take this Pac-Man shape and I'm gonna overlap itself. See this? I just took this where it is. See that? And I went like this and I overlapped it and I'm gonna keep turning it. See that? I'll do this a couple times and I'm just gonna keep turning it. And I'm holding it and all of a sudden I have a cone. I'll do it again. Here we go. Here's the Pac-Man shape. See that? And I'm going to kind of overlap it like a hat or a dish. See that? And then watch. I'm going to keep turning it and turning it and turning it and turning it. Keep turning it. Don't let it go. If you let go of it, it's gonna unfold. It wants to unfold. Keep turning it in on itself and holding it, and all of a sudden I have a cone. Now, the next trick you might need a little help with. So you would want to, right in here, put a little bit of glue. So you get your glue gun, I'll put it down here. You don't want to touch that glue, remember. And if you put a little bit of glue in here, kind of go like that and hold it. So I'm holding it right there, that's what I'm doing. If you have some tape at home, tape works really well too. Like you could put a layer of glue. Hold on, I'm gonna get up for a second. I gotta find my tape. There we go. I'm still holding it, even though I got up, and I've got some tape. It's gonna wanna resist, it's gonna wanna pop open. This wants to pop open, right? So I could take duct tape, or I could take any kind of tape, clear tape. For some reason I have this duct tape that looks like flags right here. And I could go like that. And I just tape the edge of it. See that? You can do it with one, or you can fill, then you can fill the whole thing. This is kind of perfect. It's almost the 4th of July here. So maybe I'll just cover it with flag tape. My cone is going to be a 4th of July ice cream cone. And I'm just covering the whole edge of it with it. If I have a part that sticks up, I don't know if you can see this, but see how this guy sticks up right there? I'll hold it. Let's see if I turn it this way. See how it sticks up? You're going to just take your scissors and just sort of trim it a bit. I'll keep going. Since I have most of it done, I'll just keep going with the duct tape. It's a great treat. 2 treats for the 4th of July, right? S'mores and ice cream. Maybe you get to go camping for the 4th of July. That's kind of fun, isn't it? Okay, so here's my cone. Here we go. Here's my cone of my ice cream cone for my fake ice cream, right? Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my papers. So remember I needed some scrap paper. So I've got some white paper, and then I've got 2 colors for the ice cream part of it. So I'm going to take a piece of scrap paper, and this could be any kind of paper. It could be a brown paper bag. It could be newspaper if you get newspaper. And I don't know if you saw my hands, I just crumpled it up. I'm trying to make fill. I'm going to make it look like it's a big ice cream cone. So I'm going to take another piece. My hands, I crumpled it up again. See that? Okay. And then I'm going to take my color paper, which will be my ice cream. This maybe, we'll call this one Purple Passion. How about that? And I'm going to put the ball that 2 balls that I just crumpled up inside that purple. And now I'm going to crumple that over it. Do this. All right. Here's my ball of purple ice cream. And watch, I'm going to set it sort of just like that for now into my cone. There's my first one. If I wanted to and I like the way that one looked, I think it looks pretty good. Kind of looks like ice cream. I could take my glue gun again. I think I need a glue stick. So I'll put a glue stick in. And how you would glue this in is you would take the cone. So here's the cone, see it? And you would just very carefully, just inside the rim of the cone on the inside, put a line of glue. And then take your ice cream and kind of scrunch it down in there. And all the parts that stick off of it, that will stick out, will kind of go and it'll attach to that glue. Now, I'm going to make a double-decker because what's an ice cream cone? You might as well have 2, right? 2 or 3 scoops, right? So I'm just going to do it again. I'm going to take a piece of my white scrap paper, crumple it up. Take a piece of another white scrap paper, crumple that up. There we go. Right. And then I'm going to use this green because mint is my favorite flavor of ice cream. I love mint chocolate chip. And I'm going to put the ball in the middle of the color paper. And then I'm going to go like this. Just wrap it around it. Scrunch it up. See that? Now, this one might be a little bit more difficult to attach, right? So what I'm doing is I'm sort of crushing down one side of it right here. See how I kind of made it flat? I can tap it on the table, smack it down on the table like that. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue this kind of on top of that. See that? So I'm going to do it again. I'm going to take the glue gun and my ice cream. And I'm going to put a layer of glue on here. Try not to touch it. It's probably so super hot. And then I'm going to take my mint ice cream and kind of squish it down on there without touching the glue, right? It takes just a few minutes for the glue to get cooler. We don't want to hurt ourselves. If you don't have a glue gun, you could use white glue, like Elmer's glue, to attach it. That sometimes works really well too. So here's the beginning of my ice cream cone. Now, it doesn't look very exciting. I feel like the cone looks exciting, but the ice cream doesn't. So I'm going to take, and I'm going to put some chocolate chips. So here's my chocolate chips and my mint. I'm just taking my brown marker. I'm going to put some chocolate chips on there. Little dashes. Sometimes they come in little chocolate bars there. And then I feel like my Purple Passion needs maybe some sprinkles or something, don't you think? So I'll go like this. I'll put some red sprinkles maybe and some yellow and maybe some orange sprinkles on it. I don't know why. I really like making fake food. I'm not sure why. I think it's kind of fun. I think there's some really great sculptures out there in the world. If you ever go to Minneapolis, to the Walker Art Center, there's a giant sculpture there of a cherry and a spoon, and it's called Spoon Bridge, and it's by an artist named Klaus Aldenberg. He liked to make giant sculptures of food. Okay, so here's my ice cream cone. It's got chocolate, mint chocolate chip, Purple Passion with some sprinkles on it. It's ready for the 4th of July. I found something laying around my house. You could use a puff ball, or you could also use a cotton ball if you have one of those, or a bead if you have some beads at home. And the last thing I'm going to do for my ice cream cone is I'm going to just put a little splotch of glue on the top. I'm going to top it off with this puff ball, like a little puff ball on top of there. Looks good. It's time to go get some ice cream right now, right? Try experimenting and making other kinds of foods if you can. That's sort of fun. Ice cream is definitely an easy one to make. S'mores is pretty easy if you have cotton balls and cardboard at home, right? Here's my s'more. It's a giant s'more, right? Maybe try and do some other ones if you have time. Thanks for joining me today for the Madison Public Library Art with Amy. Next time, I'm going to show you what we're going to do. We are going to need a stack of Post-it notes like this and some tape, and you're going to need a pencil or pen. And let me see if I can do this. My lighting isn't very good today, but we're going to work on and learn about flip books. And so here's an example of a flip book. This one's called Jumping on a Mushroom. I'll see if I can do it. It's a little guy who's jumping on a trampoline, falls off the trampoline onto the mushroom. This one is a really simple one. It's an arrow, and we're going to use Post-it notes. So we're going to talk a little bit about animation. How do you make something look like it's changing slowly, but then when you flip it, it looks like it's going really fast? So some Post-it notes, some markers, pen or pencil, and we'll work on making a flip book. Thank you for joining me today. Have a good day, and maybe I'll see you next time. Hopefully you can join me next time for making flip books.